decide what it is that you want for the results that you want to have, all right? That's super important. And pick the doctor that's going to give you those results, right? I would say get the better doctor, even if it's a little more expensive, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the things that people don't tell you about skin removal surgery. And we're going to talk about some of these weird ups and downs that you have, or that, and a lot of folks I know had this too, but they didn't tell me about it, so I didn't know it was a thing, right? So I want to share this with folks who are like, you know what? I lost the weight and now I want skin removal surgery. I want you to be aware, right? And prepared, all right? The other thing is for people who are like, I'm gonna lose the weight and I may need skin removal surgery, so I want to talk about it. I want to hear about it. I want to hear what happens. So I made some notes because I wanted to share like what happened with me and talk about like things that could ideally be prevented, right? So first, let me introduce myself. I'm Ileka Falette. I'm a mom of 4 and I lost 120 pounds with exercise, lifestyle changes, and low carb keto eating, right? Then I got on YouTube and began sharing with others. During that time, I actually became a personal trainer and weight loss coach and wellness coach and mindset coach, and began to help thousands of women lose the weight, keep it off, feel good while embracing their sexy curves. And that's what I did for a long time. I don't really do that anymore, but I do still host challenges and stuff every so often. And I share tips and strategies here on YouTube, but also even more so on my email list. So if you haven't already, go to ilekafalette.com, sign up for my email list. I'll also send you some amazing gifts, and also I share recipes, like literally the recipe card, so that you can actually look at it while you're making the recipe, all right? So I share that right there on ilekafalette.com, and I also share emails with tips, strategies, and other experts that can help you on this journey to a healthier lifestyle and living and being your healthiest you. So let's get into it. I went through last year when I had my skin removal surgery and talked about some of the ups and downs and some of the things that you really want to make sure that you know before you get, skin removal surgery. So I'm going to quickly go through a couple of those. Maybe I'll make this a 2-part video. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll quickly go through some of the things that you want to make sure that you know before you get skin removal surgery. All right, so the first thing is, be sure to be diligent when it comes to selecting your surgeon. Look at pictures of people that they've worked with, even talk to some people they've worked with if you can, like really get to know who you work with. My surgeon was really good. Here's the thing though, my surgeon did not have connections to like lymphatic massage places and other things like that, or a recovery house. And so those things actually ended up impacting me. So if you do find a great surgeon that doesn't have that, make sure that you do that due diligence as well. But find a great surgeon who's worked with people who have similar skin, looks, weight losses, skin as you, meaning like the type of skin that you want to have. Make sure they have the results that you want to have, and be mindful of what you're going to get, right? So some people just go and just get straight up tummy tuck, right? And if that's what you want, go for it. Some people still need like thigh, like inner thigh skin removal, and outer thigh, and maybe in back. And some people need a tummy tuck 360. Some people want to get lipo with it because after getting the tummy tuck, they still want to see some different curves and different ways, right? So decide what it is that you want for the results that you want to have, all right? That's super important. And pick the doctor that's going to give you those results, right? I would say get the better doctor, even if it's a little more expensive, right? Right? Because you're spending for this thing anyway, so you might as well go for it, right? That's how I feel. Go for it and do what you get to do, all right? So that's number one. Like, this is not something that you go and skimp on and just get somebody because they're cheap, right? This is something serious. So like when I had my skin removal, what I loved about my doctor is that I was awake. She didn't put me under. This wasn't general anesthesia. This was like local, and I was like, what is it called? Like I was like in like a sleep or a twilight is what she called it, right? So I wasn't completely asleep, but it's not like I could feel anything or even really knew 100% what was happening, but I remember some of it. So I was awake, right? That was important to me because many times some of the complications happen due to general anesthesia. So be sure to find out what it is that you want, what makes sense for you, because some people will be too scared to be awake, right? I'm not that person. So find out what works for you and select a doctor that aligns with that, all right? So that is number one. That's super, super important, right? Getting the right doctor, all right? And understanding what it is that you actually want. Is it just skin removal? Is it just, is it legs? Is it arms? Is it tummy tuck? Like, what is it that you want? And what's the process? Will you need 2 surgeries? Whatever, right? I knew for me, I was a one and done person. I did not want multiple surgeries. So I got the most important things in the first, right? In the one surgery I'm getting, right? So that's what I decided to do. So select your doctor. The second thing I would say is look at post-op. Like, really be thinking about post-op and scheduling post-op stuff before you even have your surgery. So what does that mean? That means finding a really great lymphatic masseuse, right? So I go to, so there's several of them out there, right? But before you pick the one that you're gonna go to, call them, talk to the people that, the people who are gonna be doing the massage. Also talk to clients, right? Like, sometimes you'll be able to go to their Instagram page and see in the comments people that they work with, talk to them, ask them questions. Because here's the thing, I made that mistake. I didn't ask, I just looked at the results like, oh, these people are getting some great results. I'm gonna go for them for my lymphatic massage. And bad idea. These people, I went to a lymphatic massage place, the first one I went to, not the second one. The second one I went to saved my life, right? The first one was garbage. They did crazy stuff on me and I didn't know what was wrong or what was right. First of all, it hurt like hell. It's supposed to hurt at first, like the first week, it'll hurt somewhat, but I was like 4 weeks after, it was still hurting every time I went to get my lymphatic massage. Like, I would be getting a massage and I would literally be passing out, like, while she's doing the massage. And I don't mean like a good pass out. I mean like it feels like someone and I fought, like I went 10 rounds with somebody and I'm just tired, right? Like, it was awful. I couldn't even drive home because there was so much pain. That's not how it's supposed to be. Also, they used like a vibration machine on me like the first week after my skin removal. So I still had stitches and stuff, and they're using a vibration machine. They should not have been doing that. So make sure that you understand their practices and stuff before you choose a lymphatic masseuse. But you want to make sure you're using a lymphatic massage place. Many lymphatic massage places suggest, like the really good ones, suggest doing lymphatic massage within the first 3 days of having your skin removal surgery. I'm telling you, this is the most important thing. Also, having I think it was most important. This is extremely important. Also, continuing your lymphatic massages. Most people only do them for like 3 or 4 weeks, or maybe like, a month or 2. I still go and get my lymphatic massages to this day because it's helping in other ways as well. Because I'll talk about this in part 2 of this video, but there are things that happen with your skin even a year after, that you thought would have been done by now, right? But because I'm still getting my lymphatic massages, it's helping me through this process. Check that out in the next video, right? But it's so important to get these lymphatic massages and get a good one, because after that, for the first few messed me up. I literally had a hole in my back. It was like that big, right? And it was like you could see through. It was a hole. It was awful, right? Like, we were afraid of infections, all types of things. These people, they really messed up they botched me. The doctor was really good, but I went to a bad lymphatic massage place and they messed me up. So what I should have done was, I wish I'd gone to the second girl from the beginning, or I kept telling myself, I don't need to go back to this place. Something isn't right. And if I had really trusted my own intuition earlier on, I would have found my other girl and she would have fixed me sooner. But anyways, so choose a really good one, because once I left the place that was like hurting me and I was fighting with every week, and I went to them for 4 weeks. After I stopped, I found the other place, which is actually closer by and way better. Once I found this place, they healed me up. The hole closed, because this was an actual RN who had a lymphatic massage place, and so she helped to close that hole in my back. Also, my body started looking better. I was no longer inflated and stuff. Like 4 weeks, I was still inflated going to this other place, and I was going 2 to 3 times a week. Her one session, my body was already changing back, and the fluid was going away. And then it was like, after working with her for the new place for like 4 weeks, her name's the Body RN, she's amazing. After working with her for 4 weeks, the hole was closed. I was in Jamaica, right? And my body was looking amazing. That's what got to happen because I finally went to the right lymphatic massage place. So that's what I'm saying. Like, really be mindful of this, because if you choose the right one, you'll feel so much better and you'll be healthier, right? Like, you'll come out with great results and it won't hurt. You won't be sitting there in pain. So, right, choose the right lymphatic massage place. Second thing is, I would suggest, and this is something that I did, but I wish I'd gone to a good recovery house afterwards. So after you have your skin removal surgery, right? Many people will just go back home. At home, nobody really knows what to do with you, right? You're in pain, all these things are happening, and your husband and, kids don't know what to do, or whoever it is that you have at home. So going to a recovery house, even if it's just for the first week, is a game changer, because there's someone there who is like taking care of you, ensuring that you're getting to the bathroom, you're getting all your food, you're getting your medicine, all these things that you need, right? Also, bonus, if your recovery house also does lymphatic massages, or your lymphatic massage woman will come to the recovery house and help you, game changer, because you're getting them earlier and you're getting what you need, right? Because remember, you want to make sure you're getting those lymphatic massages within 3 days of your surgery. At least that is what the lymphatic massage places that I've talked to recommend, right? And even here online and stuff. Also, make sure they're massaging up and not down. That's something else I gotta say, because the other place was massaging the wrong way. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. So anyway, so those are 3 quick tips. The other tip is to go and when they do your skin removal, if they do a tummy tuck, they can actually inject pain relievers into your during the tummy tuck, right? So basically what happens is, after you finish, and those pain relievers, or whatever they are, they last for like, I think either 1 to 3 days. I can't remember exact amount, but whatever it is, however long it lasts, when it stops, right, and the pain comes back, it's not nearly as bad. I know people who had tummy tucks and didn't get this like injection of pain relief, of what is it, like a painkiller or pain relief or whatever it is, right? They didn't get whatever that injection is, and they talk about how their tummy tuck was the most pain they ever experienced, right? Because I had that injection, I was fine. And they do it during the surgery, right? I think it's an extra like $500 or something like that. It is 100% worth it. And so during those 3 days, you're not in the pain that you thought you would be in. So that's a game changer. And then by day 3 or whatever, now it's like regular surgery pain. So it's not as drastic, right? So just want to say that. And then just when you're thinking about, your full recovery, I would say something I would suggest is eating lower sodium, because because any bit of salt will try and inflate you, right? So try and get lower sodium. Ensure you're getting, you know, good amount of protein, because remember, you just had a major surgery, major skin was removed, and when and you're not able to exercise for about, you know, 8 weeks or something like that, right? So I've done videos before, and I talk about protein and muscle mass and things like that. So if you're not exercising, your muscle is being impacted, right? Your muscle mass is being impacted. So if you're at least getting your protein in, you're able to at least nourish and feed your muscles, right? So that's gonna be super important. So getting some higher protein, I would say lower carbs, and anti-inflammatory foods is gonna be key during this time, right? It's going to really help you to sustain your results as long as you can. So these are my tips for if you're going to do, you know, just what you want to know before you go and have skin removal surgery. I want to share that because it's super important. And then I'm going to share part 2 of this, where we're going to talk about, like, you want to make sure, that I've learned after a year of having skin removal surgery, like what I've learned during this year. So I gave you the tips for know before you go, right? Now part 2, I'm gonna give you the, let's keep this thing going, and here's some things that I've learned to keep going, you know, after you've had your skin removal surgery. All right, so get ready for part 2. I'll see you guys in part 2. We'll be posting it a little later, all right? All right, be sure to subscribe and go to IlekaFalette.com if you want great recipes, as well as weekly emails that will help you sustain on this healthy lifestyle, all right? I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to watch my mom's next video.